Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Insights. Have you ever thought about cars? How did we get them? What was life like before cars? Today, we will learn about cars, from the very first days until now. This video will tell you a wonderful story. It can also help you practice listening to English in a fun way. Cars changed the world. They changed how we live, how we work, and how we travel. We can go far, fast, and easily. But it was not always like this. Come with us to see the amazing journey of the car. Now, let's start our story. Chapter 1. Before cars. Horses were king. Imagine a time long, long ago. It was a world without cars. How did people move from one place to another? Most people just walked. If they wanted to go a bit faster, they used horses. Horses were very important animals. People rode horses to travel. They also used horses to pull things. Horses pulled carriages for people to sit in. They pulled carts to carry goods, like food or wood. If you lived in a village and wanted to visit a friend in another village, you might walk for hours. Or, if you had money, you could take a horse or a horse carriage. Life was very slow in those days. If you wanted to go from one city to another, it took many days. Sometimes it took weeks. The roads were not good. They were often just dirt paths. When it rained, they became muddy. It was hard to travel. People could not go very far from their homes easily. Families often lived their whole lives in one small area. Going to another town felt like a very long journey. Because travel was so slow, people did not see many new places. News traveled slowly too. It was hard to bring food or other goods from faraway farms to the cities. Everything moved at the speed of a horse or a person walking. But people dreamed of moving faster. They wanted to go further. They started to think about machines that could move by themselves. No more horses. No more walking for days. Just a machine that could carry them. One very smart person who thought about this was Leonardo da Vinci. He lived many hundreds of years ago. He was an artist and an inventor. He drew pictures of many new machines. One of his ideas was a self-propelled cart. It was a cart that could move without horses. His idea was just a drawing. It was not a real car. But it showed that people were already dreaming about cars, long before they had the tools to build them. So, for thousands of years, horses were king on the roads. They helped people travel and carry things. But people wished for something better. They wished for a faster, easier way to move. This wish was the first step towards the invention of the car. People wanted to go places more quickly, to see more of the world, and to bring goods to markets faster. This strong wish helped push smart people to start building the very first machines that could move by themselves. The world was ready for a big change. Chapter 2. The very first cars: steam, electric, and gas. After many years of using horses, people really wanted to make machines that could move without animals. This was a big dream. And then, people started to build the very first cars. These first cars did not look like cars today. They were strange and noisy, but they were a big step forward. The first idea for a moving machine was not with gasoline. It was with steam. Think about a train. A train uses steam to move. In 1769, a man named Nicolas Joseph Cugnot from France made the very first car. It was a big, heavy machine. It used steam to move, just like a small train engine. This car had 3 wheels. It was very slow, only walking speed, and it made a lot of smoke and noise. It was not easy to use. It was mostly for fun, not for common travel. But it was a start. It showed that a machine could move by itself. After steam cars, people also tried to make electric cars. Yes, electric cars are not new. They were made a long time ago, too. In the 1800s, some smart people built cars that used electricity. These cars were different from steam cars. They were much quieter. They did not make smoke. They were good for short trips in the city, but they had a big problem. They could not go very far. Their batteries were big and heavy, and they ran out of power quickly. There were no many places to charge them. So electric cars were not very popular then. Then came the biggest change. Cars that used gasoline. In 1886, a German man named Carl Benz made the first car that used gasoline. This car looked very new and strange. It had only 3 wheels, like a bicycle, but much bigger. It had a small engine that used gasoline. Carl Benz rode this car on the streets of Germany. People were very surprised to see a machine moving without a horse. This car was faster than the steam cars. It could also go farther than the early electric cars because gasoline had more energy. Carl Benz's car was a very big moment in history. It was the start of the modern car. Soon, other people also started to make gasoline cars. They had 4 wheels. They looked more like the cars we know today, but these cars were still very special. They were very expensive. Only very rich people could buy them. Most people still walked or used horses. Cars were like a new, exciting toy for the rich. So, in the late 1700s and 1800s, people tried different ways to make cars. With steam, with electricity, and with gasoline. The gasoline car, made by Carl Benz, became the most important one. It showed the world a new way to travel. It was the true beginning of the age of cars. The next steps would make cars for everyone. Chapter 3: Henry Ford and the Model T, a car for everyone. In the early days, after Carl Benz made his gasoline car, cars were still very expensive. Only kings, very rich people, or big businessmen could buy them. Most families could not even dream of having a car. They still used horses or walked every day. Cars were a luxury, not something for everyone. Then, a very smart man named Henry Ford came along. He lived in America. Henry Ford had a big dream. He wanted to make a car that everyone could buy. He wanted a car that was strong, easy to fix, and not too expensive. He believed cars could change how people lived, not just how rich people lived. In 1908, Henry Ford made his special car. He called it the Model T. The Model T was not a very beautiful car, but it was perfect for his dream. It was simple, strong, and easy to drive. And it was always black. People joked, "You can have any color Model T you want, as long as it's black." This helped to make them cheaper and faster to build. But how did Henry Ford make the Model T so cheap? He used a new way to build cars. It was called the assembly line. Imagine a long, moving belt. The car starts as just a frame at one end of the belt. Then the belt moves slowly. Many workers stand next to the belt. Each worker does only one small job. One person puts on a wheel. The next person puts on a door. Another person puts in a seat. No one builds the whole car. They just do their small job quickly again and again. This assembly line was a big idea. It made building cars much, much faster. Before the assembly line, building one car took a very long time. With the assembly line, Ford could build many cars every day. Because they made so many cars so fast, the cost of each car went down. The Model T became cheap enough for many normal families to buy. The Model T changed the world. Suddenly, millions of people could buy a car. Life became much easier. People could go to work far from their homes. They could visit friends and family in other towns. They could go on trips to see new places. The car made the world feel smaller and more open. Because so many people bought cars, the roads also changed. Governments started to build better roads. They made big, wide roads for cars to drive on. Gas stations appeared for cars to get fuel. Repair shops opened to fix cars. The Model T was not just a car. It changed how cities looked and how people lived their daily lives. It made the car a common part of life. Chapter 4. Cars Grow Up: Speed, Style, and Safety. After the Model T, cars were not just for rich people anymore. Many families had a car. Because of this, many other car companies started to make cars. They wanted to make cars that were even better than the Model T. This was a time when the world of cars grew up very fast. One big change was about how cars looked. The Model T was always black and looked very simple. But now cars started to have many different colors. They also had many new shapes and styles. Cars became more beautiful. They looked faster and stronger. People could choose a car that they liked, not just one simple car. Car companies tried to make their cars look special and new every year. This made people want to buy new cars often. Cars also became faster and stronger. The engines inside the cars got better and better. They had more power. This meant cars could go at higher speeds. They could also carry more people or heavier things. Driving on long trips became quicker and more fun. People could travel much farther in one day than ever before. This new speed also meant people needed to drive more carefully. With more cars and faster cars, safety became very important. Car companies started to add new things to keep people safe. Early cars did not have seat belts. But slowly, cars started to have seat belts to hold people safely in their seats. Brakes also got much better. They could stop the car more quickly. Later, things like strong car bodies and padded insides were added to protect people in case of an accident. Safety became a big part of how cars were made. Also, cars started to be made for different needs. Before, most cars were just for simple travel. But now, you could find many kinds of cars. There were family cars that were big enough for many people. There were trucks to carry very heavy goods for work. There were buses to carry many people at once. And there were even sports cars that were very fast and looked very cool. People could choose the best car for their work or for their family's needs. Because more and more cars were on the road, roads also changed a lot. Governments needed to build better roads. They made big, wide highways, like very long, fast roads, that went from one city to another. These highways helped cars go very fast and safely for long distances. More gas stations and repair shops appeared everywhere. The car was no longer just a useful tool. It became a main part of daily life. Most people could not imagine living without a car anymore. Cars made the world feel much bigger and easier to explore. Chapter 5. Modern Cars Today, Smart and Green. Today, cars are very different from the Model T or the cars from the 1950s. Modern cars are full of new technology. They are much smarter and safer than before. One big change is that cars now have many computers inside. These computers are like the car's brain. They help control almost everything. They can help the engine work better. They can help the brakes stop the car smoothly. They even help with the radio and the lights. Because of these computers, modern cars work very well. They are also more helpful to the drivers. Modern cars also have many advanced safety features. These things help keep people safe in case of an accident. For example, cars now have many airbags. Airbags are soft bags that come out very fast if there is a crash. They protect your head and body. Cars also have seat belts that are stronger and work better. Many cars have sensors. These are like small eyes that can see things. Sensors can tell the car if something is too close. They can even help the car stop itself if the driver is not fast enough. Some cars can warn you if you are leaving your road lane. All these things make driving much safer for everyone. Another new thing is that cars are very connected. Many modern cars can connect to the internet. They have GPS, Global Positioning System. GPS is like a smart map that tells you how to go to any place. It helps you find the best road and tells you where to turn. You can also listen to music or talk on the phone through your car's system. Cars are now like moving computers that help you stay connected to the world. A very important change in modern cars is about being green. This means being good for our planet. Old cars used only gasoline and made a lot of smoke that hurt the air. But now we have green cars. Hybrid cars. These cars use both gasoline and electricity. They can switch between the two. This helps them use less gasoline and make less smoke. Electric cars. These cars use only electricity. They have big batteries, like a very large phone battery. You charge them with electricity. They make no smoke at all. This is very good for clean air. They are also very quiet when they drive. Today, there are many, many different kinds of cars to choose from. You can find a small car for the city, a big car for a family, or a strong car for off-road driving. There are also luxury cars, sports cars, and working trucks. There is a car for almost everyone and every need. Modern cars are not just machines. They are smart helpers that make our lives easier, safer, and cleaner. Chapter 6. The Future of Cars. New Roads Ahead. We have seen how cars changed from slow, noisy machines to smart, fast helpers. But what about the future of cars? What will cars be like tomorrow? One big thing is that electric cars will be everywhere. Today, many cars still use gasoline, but more and more people want electric cars. Why? Because electric cars are better for our planet. They make no smoke at all. This means the air in our cities will be cleaner. Electric cars are also very quiet. They will make our streets much less noisy. Charging them will become faster and easier. You might even charge your car while you are shopping or at work. Another exciting idea is self-driving cars. These are cars that can drive themselves. You just tell the car where to go, and it drives for you. You can read a book, watch a video, or even sleep while the car takes you to your place. This technology uses many cameras, sensors, and powerful computers. It will make driving safer because computers do not get tired or distracted. Self-driving cars will change how we travel and how we use our time. Will there be flying cars? Maybe. For many years, people have dreamed of cars that can fly. Today, some smart people are working on this idea. Maybe in the future, we will not just drive on roads, but also fly in the air. This would make travel even faster. But this is a very big dream, and it will take a long time to happen. Cars will also change our cities. With smart cars and self-driving cars, maybe we will need fewer parking places. Cars might drive closer together safely, so roads can hold more cars. Cities could become quieter and cleaner. People might not need to own a car. They could just use a self-driving car when they need one, like a taxi. This could make city life better for everyone. The future of cars is also about making our lives even easier and safer. Cars will talk to each other. They will talk to traffic lights. This will help cars move smoothly and avoid accidents. Imagine a world where traffic jams are very rare and almost no one gets hurt in a car crash. This is the dream for future cars. So, cars have come a very long way. From simple machines pulled by steam to amazing gasoline cars for everyone, to the smart, clean cars we have today. The journey of the car is still not over. It will continue to change and make our lives better, faster, and perhaps even greener and safer. The future of driving is very exciting.